Hi, second graders. It's Mrs. Sylvester with your grammar lesson today. And I like this lesson. We will be really looking closely at deciding whether a word is an adjective or an adverb. And so let's review what each of those parts of speech are. And I like this example that I'm going to show you is looking at cupcakes. So if you've had a birthday recently or just enjoyed cupcakes, this is what we will be describing. So adjectives are words that describe nouns. And a noun, as you know, is a person, a place, or a thing. So the thing that we have here is a cupcake. And how could we describe that cupcake? What kind of cupcake is it? Think about our senses. Does it taste sweet? So we could say it's a sweet cupcake. Does it taste crunchy? Does it feel soft when we touch it with our hands and touch it in our mouth? And does it taste delicious? Does it smell delicious? Does it look delicious? I could maybe think of some more. A lot of colors can be great adjectives to describe. Is the frosting pink? What about the size? Is it a small cupcake, a big cupcake? So all those words give us an idea of what a noun looks like, tastes like, sounds like, smells like, and feels like. So those are some adjectives. Now, in thinking about our cupcake, well, what did we have to do to get that cupcake? We had to do an action, which is a verb. We had to mix all the ingredients. So when we describe our verbs, we use words called adverbs. And you'll notice that we have the word verb in the word adverb. So that can give you a hint about how an adverb describes the verb, describes the action. So did I quickly mix the cupcake batter together? Did the cupcake have to cook slowly? Did I mix slowly? Did I have to read the directions carefully and mix carefully and mix thoroughly all the way to get the lumps out? And you'll notice that all of these adverbs here, they have a the same ending. They have the ly ending. And if you take off the ly, the base word can actually be an adjective. So quick. I am quick when I run. But how do I run, or how did I mix? I mixed quickly. So the ending, the suffix ly, can turn an adjective into an adverb. So I can say I am slow, or I mix slowly. So let's look at some different examples, and I'm going to show you some sentences that give you a choice between either an adjective or an adverb. And let's talk about how most of the time when the ly is added, it is the adverb. It's telling us, describing the action. Okay, so the green in each sentence is the correct answer, but then we'll talk about why it's not the other word. So number one, I love baking sweet cupcakes. So we describe the noun cupcakes with the adjective sweet. If I added an ly onto sweet and had this word sweetly, that can't describe the actual cupcake. The cupcake is a noun. Now I could say how I did something in a sweet way. So I might say, I gave my mom a hug sweetly, or I sweetly said thank you. So notice the difference, that sweet is describing the noun cupcake, but if we add the ly, it would describe how we did an action. But in this sentence, we're describing the noun. How about number two? I carefully measured the milk. Try this with the adjective. I careful measure the milk? No. Careful is an adjective. You can say, I am careful, describing yourself. But in describing how you did an action, see this action of actually measuring out the milk when you're baking, you have to do it in a careful way. So we add this ly to make the adverb carefully. I carefully measured the milk. So a good tip in looking at a word and describing, is it an adjective or is it an adverb? Think about, is it describing a noun or describing a verb? Now the word adjective, I'm not sure how we can remember that that's connected to a noun, but remember the tip, as I said before, that adverb has the word verb in it, so that word is describing the verb. Let's do a couple more. We have our numbers got off here, but this sentence says, Tim quickly mixed the butter and eggs. So how did he mix? He mixed quickly. We might say that Tim is quick, but in describing how he did an action, how he mixed the butter and eggs, we added the ly to make the word quickly, which is an adverb describing the verb mix. And I like this one a lot too. This one doesn't have to do about baking. Kevin wore his lucky hat. So hat is a noun. What kind of hat is it? It is a lucky hat. And lucky, that doesn't quite describe the noun hat using our senses, but just thinking about what kind of hat it is. He must have some type of hat that he thinks is lucky. If we changed the Y on lucky to an I and added ly, we have the adverb luckily. So notice again that we have an adverb where we add the ly to the base word to make it into an adverb. But here in this sentence, we're describing hat, so lucky is an adjective. All right, let's try one more. The happy children ate cupcakes. So what kind of children? They are happy. Now, if we added an ly, we could describe, well, how did they eat the cupcakes? We could say, they happily ate the cupcakes. So they ate the cupcakes while smiling. Okay, we are going to stop there. So again, all of those examples we were looking at, are we describing the noun, which means we use adjectives, or are we describing the verbs, which means we use adverbs? And all of these examples, we added an ly to an adjective to make it into an adverb. But your activity that you will have today on your worksheet is actually checking to see if you really understand the difference between an adjective and an adverb, because there are some adjectives that end in ly. So it's a little tricky. But again, I'm going to suggest that a good tip is to first find the verb in the sentence and find the noun in the sentence and think about, is that word describing a noun or is it describing a verb? So here we have an example. No one wanted to live by the smelly landfill. So the word smelly does end with an ly, and we have our base word smell. Well, this one, we actually just add a y to make it smelly. But we're not describing how the people are living. We're describing the landfill. What kind of landfill? It's a smelly landfill. So smelly is an adjective. Let's look at this first one. They ran quickly to their seats. How did they run to their seats? They ran quickly. So when I read that the verb is ran, they ran to their seats. Well, tell me, how did they run? They ran quickly. So quickly is describing the verb, so it's an adverb. Now look at this second one. The people in the small town were friendly. Now in this sentence, my verb is were. And that's a verb of being, and so it's not a strong action, and I don't see the people doing something in a friendly way. The people actually are friendly. So friendly, even though it ends with an ly, it is an adjective. What kind of people? They were friendly people. And maybe we'll notice a pattern that when you take the ly off, you have a noun. So a friend is a noun, and having an ly added on becomes an adjective describing the people. So the people were friendly. So friendly, even though it ends with an ly, it is an adjective. Let's do one more, and then you'll have the rest to practice on your own. The boat sailed peacefully down the river. Now let me read the sentence without the word in bold and just think about my verb and my noun in the sentence. The boat sailed down the river. Do I have this word peacefully telling me more about the boat? Now I know a boat could be peaceful, but when I read the sentence, the boat sailed peacefully, this ly is added on to the base word peaceful to describe how the boat sailed. So I'm not describing the actual boat, which is the noun, but I'm describing the verb, which is sail, and giving me a picture of how the boat was sailing. The boat sailed peacefully down the river, so in a peaceful way. So peacefully is an adverb, giving me more information about the verb sail. Okay, it's a little tricky. I think if you do the strategy that I just did and read the sentence without the bold word, it will make sense, and then you can hopefully identify the noun or the verb in the sentence and then think about, is that bolded word an adjective or an adverb? And it can come before the noun, before the verb, or after. But really think about, are you having more information to describe how the verb happened, or giving more information about the person, place, or thing, the noun? Second graders, we're very proud of you. As you are working hard on this grammar skill, you are not only improving your vocabulary, learning new adjectives and adverbs, but hopefully too thinking about including adjectives and adverbs in your writing. So keep up the good practice, and we will see you soon.